This is Sam Vaughn for Sam's Sports Report and Sam's Mental Health Day on Friday, June 2nd. This will be the final episode. We will do ADD next as we answered your question from yesterday. What is next on tap? Schizoaffective disorder is a condition that is defined mainly by symptoms of schizophrenia, such as delusions, hallucinations, along the way with a major mood disorder. In that way, it is not the same as schizophrenia, but it has markers of the condition. Because it can have mixes of symptoms, it can be tough to recognize all signals, get a proper diagnosis, and to make things even more complicated. There's more than one type of disorder. Strategies that I use for what happens when I have schizoaffective come back. First of all, to reset my body, I think of the 3 good things I did today. There's an app for that called 3 Good Things with the number 3. Now we're going to go through First of all, like I said before, I cannot go off my meds. This lady may be able to, but that is not one of mine. No one of the things I can do. One of the important things is for me to give a scale on 1 to 10. 1 to 10 being the 10 being the best, 1 being the worst. I also, if it's a 10, I might have a crash pack, so that leads to concern to me. Also, if it's a 1 to 2 for more than 10 consecutive days and getting less than 2 hours of sleep, or 3, I should probably go into the hospital. When I first started episodes for all that was happening, I had no idea what was going on with me. I was having a fling with someone while I had a girlfriend. I would stay up till 2 in the morning on chat sites. This was a period of 4 months. We're going to talk about 6 episodes. This is number 1 that we are doing right now. Then I broke up with my girlfriend. I got threatened by a guy that he would break into my house. I was so scared. Wasn't thinking realistically. I did go to the police, but they didn't do much about it. It was like sexual assault or sexual harassment. But the police did not care. The other thing he told me is that he had a record. They didn't look much into it, I don't think. I had to go home. I still had no idea what was going on. And the final straw on the back is I was suicidal. I have heard that story like Paxil with getting suicidal on other people. And that's what happened to me. I went to Cottonwood Springs, and that experience for outpatient was good. In 2016 and 2017, my second episode in August to start, I was still playing with this person, although confusing times continued. People with schizoaffective have a tendency to do sexual risk. Luckily, the medication I was on got better. I had no idea what was going on for 3 months. My memory is almost non-existent, though I may remember some details. I worked at a dishwasher, and I think the dreams were such a mess that in my brain I was still dishwashing, even though I wasn't. Before coming in to the hospital, I did not sleep for 3 weeks more than 2 hours. They gave me a shot of medicine to get me to go back to sleep. I went to Minigers. That was an awful experience. I remember even less in that it was supposed to be one of the top 10 hospitals in the world. I went to Shawnee Mission and finally got right on the right track, making it a little bit better progress, and any progress at that time was good. Looking back at that situation, maybe I should have gone to a long-term place. In 2018, I was diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder. At this time, my mental health was rocky. In 2017, I went to outpatient, and I was working Camp Bow Wow at a lot of inconsistent shifts, which made me go back into the hospital for a lot of things that were going on in my life. Once again, I barely remember that situation, but I know that the group leader was good because she was good in December, and now again in April, her name was Kelly Klinger from Shawnee Mission. And after working at Office Max, once again I got out of the hospital in Office Max was not a good experience, but the hospital was an okay experience. I remember almost nothing. I went to Cottonwood Springs. It was okay. I tried to get in there for inpatient, but they had the beds full. It was also bad in COVID in the spring. Was having a tough time of what was going on with COVID. Confusing time, but it was a confusing time for everyone. In 2022, I couldn't sleep. I was that tiredness to mental health problems. I was depressed. All of my friends have left, and plus I was a non-effective drug called Effexor. I had planned to kill myself, but luckily I decided to turn myself into the hospital. I had a great teacher after the inpatient, which was okay. I had a great teacher, the best I've ever had. In my second term around, his name was at Cottonwood Springs. I had it first an outpatient, and then I went to the hospital. But going to the hospital, even though a lot of people told me it was the wrong idea, it turned out to be the best idea. My memory lapsed so much in 2016 that I didn't even remember what the place looked like inside. Obviously, I'd been there in 2016. In 2022, it was a little bit of experience, but not much as far as remembering.
So far, I actually think you're doing pretty good. I mean, it's been a big bag of hot crap, but at least we're trying to identify it and work on it. Last time you just hid in the room and kind of blamed it more on depression and all that stuff. You didn't even really talk about it. Talking to your therapist, you've been talking to the psychiatrist about all these things, right?
Yep. Psychiatrists, psychologists, and they're helping me so much. And I'm okay with that. Like last time it was really embarrassing, and it's still really embarrassing, but I also know because of last time, I know that these voices thrive on, hiding it and secrecy and loneliness. They thrive on that. So,
same thing as your eating disorder.
Yeah. So the more I can out it, the better the outcome, because last time it was 3 times worse than this, right? I mean, it was way worse last time. Yeah. So we're just trying to get ahead of it. Yeah. Sounds like the birds have something to say. Okay.
I can't believe they shut up right when
they always do, every time.
Really?
Every single time.
And the birds have something to say now. You brat.
They'll stop, that when we start talking, they'll start talking.
Okay,
and
on 3,
if we stop talking, 1,
2,
2, 3. I'm sorry that you have to go through this too. I can't imagine having to watch my loved one. Like if you were going through this, I don't know what I would do. I would be calling my mom every day, all day.
It's tough.
I don't know how you do it.
It's just, I have a lot of faith.
He's incredible, isn't he?
In the NBA last night, the Nuggets dominated. The Heat led the whole game, outplayed it in the fourth quarter, which made it a little closer, but it didn't matter. The Nuggets led by 21, outplayed the Nuggets in the fourth quarter, but it did not matter. The Nuggets were up by 21 at the end of the third quarter and 93. Nikola Jokic had a triple-double, finishing with 27 points. Jamal Murray had a double-double, finishing with 26 points and 10 assists, or more than 10 assists, at least 10 rebounds and 10 points. Triple-double. A double-double is when you have points, 10, and or assist or rebounds. We had baseball yesterday. Here's that show. In the NHL, it was Las Vegas Knights and Florida Panthers in the Stanley Cup. Face-off is tomorrow at 5. We'll talk about that more tomorrow. This is Sam Vaughn for Sam Sports Report.